We begin with the proceedings. Let's have a minute's silence in the honor of our ex-Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh. Thank you. Request you to please take your seats. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of DAM Capital Advisors Limited, we extend a very warm, a very hearty welcome to each and every one present over here. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time and joining us here for a truly memorable occasion. We're here in this historic building to commemorate the listing of the equity shares of the company on BSE. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we mark a new beginning of a journey for the company as a listed entity. So in good intent and good faith, let's have a huge round of applause for DAM Capital Advisors Limited team. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we commence with the proceedings, I request you to stand in attention for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जगति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. Request you to please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a beautiful tradition in our country where we take the blessings from the Almighty before starting auspicious work. So now we'll be having the lamp lighting ceremony, and to do the honors, I request the dignitaries to please gather next to the lamp lighting area. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Dharmesh Mehta, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dam Capital Advisors Limited. Requesting the family as well, Mrs. Sonali Mehta, Mrs. Hansa Mehta, Mr. Krish Mehta to join him. Request Ms. Kamala K, Chief Regulatory Officer, BSE, Mrs. Shah, President and Head, Nuvama IB and Fixed Income, to please join. Mr. Vallabh Bhansali, Chairman Inam Group, to please come forward. Mr. Manish Chokhani, Director Inam Holdings. Mr. MV Nair, Chairperson Independent Director, Dam Capital Advisors Limited. Mr. Natarajan Srinivasan, Independent Director, Dam Capital Advisors Limited. Mr. Kamraj Singh Negi, MD, ECM and M&A, Dam Capital Advisors Limited. And Mr. Jatin Doshi, Executive Director, Dam Capital Advisors Limited, to please come forward and do the honors of lighting the ceremonial lamp.
सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing the honors. With this lamp lighting, our prayers reach the Almighty. The fire within us to be the best, to be a winner and to succeed always also burns very bright. Ladies and gentlemen, today on this very historic occasion of the listing of equity shares of Dam Capital Advisors Limited, we would like to extend a very warm and very hearty welcome and give a round of applause for various dignitaries who have taken their precious time to join us. A hearty welcome to Ms. Kamala K, Chief Regulatory Officer, BSE, a generous host. The leadership from Dam Capital Advisors Limited, leadership from Nuvama Wealth Management Limited, and leadership from the Inam Group. Let's give a huge round of applause for them, please. And now I invite the following dignitaries to please join us on the dais. Please help me in welcoming the Chairperson and Independent Director of Dam Capital Advisors Limited, Mr. MV Nair. Very warm welcome. Please help me in welcoming the Chairman of Inam Group, Mr. Vallabh Bhansali. Gives me immense pleasure to now invite Mr. Dharmesh Mehta, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dam Capital Advisors Limited. Warm welcome. Please help me in welcoming Ms. Kamala K, Chief Regulatory Officer, BSE. Warm welcome, ma'am. Please put your hands together for Mr. Sachin Shah, President and Head, Nuvama IB and Fixed Income. Thank you. Very, very warm welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, let me tell you that milestones are an important way of looking at the past with gratitude, the present with appreciation, and the future with hope. Today, we're here to celebrate such a milestone for DAM Capital Advisors Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, DAM Capital is the fastest growing merchant bank in India and is one of the leading merchant banks in the country with a market share of 12.1% based on the number of initial public offerings and qualified institutional placements undertaken by them as the book running lead manager in fiscal 2024. They provide a wide range of financial solutions in the areas of merchant banking, comprising equity capital markets, mergers and acquisitions, private equity, structured finance advisory, institutional equities comprising broking and research. Not only that, DAM Capital focuses on the Indian capital markets, which is one of the most dynamic and high-growth organized markets in the world, and has successfully executed 95 deals, including 28 IPOs, 16 QIPs, 28 corporate finance transactions, including 23 advisory engagements. Wow, that is indeed a very, very proud moment for all of us. They leverage their deep domain knowledge across sectors and products, combined with the vast experience of their team to provide strategic advisory and capital market solutions to their diverse and marquee clientele, including corporates, financial sponsors, institutional investors, and family offerings. Ladies and gentlemen, we are hopeful that getting listed will significantly help the company further scale their business and unlock the next phase of their growth journey. Now, without further ado, it gives me immense pleasure to invite Mr. Sachin Shah, President and Head, Nuvama IB and Fixed Income, to share a few words with this August gathering. Let's give a very, very huge round of applause for Sir, please. Over to you.
So firstly, a very, very good morning to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of DAM Capital, the issuer company, and Nuvama Wealth Management, the sole book running lead manager, a very, very warm welcome. A lot of entrepreneurs have a dream that someday they will get listed and, ring the bell. And who better than Dharmesh bhai to know this, as he has himself realized his dreams for several entrepreneurs over the years. In the short span of time that since Dharmesh bhai turned an entrepreneur and took over the business from IDFC, DAM Capital has made considerable strides. It's today one of the leading investment banks in the country, and the strong brand and reputation that the company has built is evident from the overwhelming response that the issue received. To put it in numbers, the QIB book was subscribed 165 times. The HNI book over 100 times, and the retail book around 27 times, for an overall subscription of around 80x. What really makes this achievement even more remarkable is the fact that there were 8 other issues vying at the same time for investor attention and their capital. So you had 8 issues between Monday and Tuesday that were closing. And it's great satisfaction for all of us that DAM Capital emerged as the leading company within those 8 issues, garnering over 50,000 crores of capital and 47 lakh applications. So true testimony to the institution that Dharmesh bhai has built. From our perspective at Nuvama, we've been big believers in the India capital market story, having taken BSE public as the only listed exchange, having taken CDSL public as the only depository to be listed, and now DAM Capital as the first pure play capital market story to get listed. It's been a real pleasure for us, Dharmesh bhai, and an absolute honor to partner with you on this very, very important milestone. At a personal level, I've known Dharmesh bhai for several years, and I've been greatly inspired by his leadership and the dynamism that he brings on the table. At this juncture, would like to congratulate him and the entire Dam Capital team on this fabulous listing, and at the same time, wish them the very, very best as they embark on a new chapter in their journey. A lot of this would not have been possible without the help and support of and hard work of a lot of people here. So a big thank you to the regulators, to the exchanges, and to all the people who worked hard on this deal to do this in record time. The lawyers, the legal team, the registrars, everybody, the banking team, a big thank you to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing those very important numbers with us, which makes this event truly, truly memorable. Now, moving forward, I would like to invite the chairperson and independent director of Dam Capital Advisors Limited, Mr. MV Nair. Let's give a huge round of applause to him, please.
Mr. Dharmesh, Mrs. Sonali, Vallabhbhai, Manish bhai, and Sachin, Madam Kamala, Mr. Natarajan Srinivasan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to every one of you. First of all, I thank every one of you for being part of this today's very momentous occasion for all of us. Thank you very much. A special thanks to BSE for hosting us today to launch our IPO. In our history of over 30 years, 4 years back, Mr. Dharmesh Mehta, our promoter and MD and CEO, a star investment banker, as all of you, most of you know, supported by 4 murky shareholders, embarked on a transformational journey. Since then, we have grown from strength to strength and have gained market share in the markets that we operate. So, led by Dharmesh, big time. We are humbled by the overwhelming response we received from the investors to our IPO. We are very grateful to every investor who took interest in us. I join our MD and CEO Dharmesh Mehta and our distinguished board members to welcome new shareholders to Dam Capital shareholders family. On behalf of our board, I take this opportunity to assure you that we will build your company based on 3 foundational pillars. First, by focusing on sustained profitable growth, short-term, medium-term, and long-term, factoring market trends, of course. 2, by investing in high-quality talent, by engaging in value-accretive acquisitions, by expanding into new profitable lines and partnerships. And third, and top it all, by practicing good governance as a differentiator. Listing of our IPO in Indian stock market is a new milestone in our journey. I thank our esteemed board members for their guidance from time to time and our talented team members for building a great company. A special thanks to our regulator, SEBI, for continued support and approval given on time. Above all, I thank today's man of the moment, one and only, Dharmesh Mehta. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to invite Mr. Dharmesh Mehta, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dam Capital Advisors Limited. Very, very warm welcome to you, sir.
age has caught up. So Vallabhbhai, it's possible. Thank you for telling us this always. And finally, yes, the dreams do come true. So the dream of my company getting listed after listing almost 100, 200 companies, especially in this hall, only because of it's possible. My journey in the stock markets began in this very hall, which used to be called the Ring in those days. And I used to physically come here and deliver shares to each brokers. We used to call it as a patawat, which was the settlement day after every 15 days to hand over shares to each other. So this is the ring where everything began, and what a journey it has been. I have to especially thank my father's friend, Mr. MP Ora, who actually brought me to the stock market at the age of 20 when I was doing nothing at home. And thank God he was in the stock market. I would have landed anywhere else, I don't know. So that changed my life. But the real game changer came when Dr. N.M. Shah, who's present here, who's like my father today, caught my hand and told me, why don't you start institutional broking? And he personally took me to UTI. That was the only institution those days to introduce me and start what we started, a career of institutional broking at KG Ora. So thank you, Dr. Sahib, for getting me this. I miss KG Ora, who's no longer there with us, who handholded me, and he and Dr. Sahib gave me the opportunity to lead their firm and reach where we had done those times. Come 1997, I was a great fan of Nimish Bhai, as everybody knows. He was a market idol for everyone and for me. And we used to do a lot of stock broking together, trading together. I used to be sub-broker types. And one fine day I told him, Nimish Bhai, I want to run Inam Securities. With that, stop doing institutional business those days. And Nimish Bhai told me, Dharmesh, this is not our priority and you'll have to wait. But I don't decide, you have to go and meet Vallabhbhai. And trust me, meeting Vallabhbhai was, something which one dreams of in those days also. The aura, the legend he was, we used to dream to even talk to him, and he put me in front of him one fine day. In my Elvis Presley locks, side locks, ponytail, I went to meet Vallabhbhai, who had a shock, I'm sure, looking at me, who the hell has come to run my firm? And he said, Dharmesh, we will do this someday, but this is not our top priority, but you'll have to wait. And I told him, sir, I will wait forever to get my dream come true to work for you. So I waited, and suddenly one day he said, give me a business plan, which I'd never heard of. Because in those days, nobody used to make any plans. I made one. I wish I'd kept it somewhere, because I also don't know what I wrote in that. But something clicked. After 1.5 years, he called me one fine day, gave me the keys of Hari Chambers, saying, Dharmesh, please start this and take care of my people. He, Nimish Bhai and Manik Bhai, put their entire trust on a person whom they didn't know. I'm not sure what they looked into me, but trusted me with their entire firm and the people. We started building the team. Jatin, who's here, was my first employee, or first colleague, I would say, sorry. And we started this firm together. In fact, one of the key reasons we have a dais here, which nobody has nowadays, and was to have Vallabhbhai on my next to me. And it was a famous saying, I'm sure the old-timers will know, if Vallabhbhai attends any IPO meeting, which means the company has to be very good. So the BSE team told us, you don't need a dais, it's gone. I said, no, I need to be there because I want to join that list of companies where Vallabhbhai has been on the dais. So thank you, Vallabhbhai. The one person I miss the most is Manik Bhai, who actually handholded me, used to support me on a daily basis. In fact, he was the first person to come to Hari Chambers, sit before I came when I started my first day, to bless me. So thank you, Manik Bhai, for everything. And when I entered Inam Securities, as luck had it, I met my childhood hero, Manish Chokhani, our school head boy. People from HPP will remember him. I think just till date they remember him as the best head boy and the fastest runner. I know difficult to believe, but yes, he was the fastest runner. And I had the privilege to be with him. He guided me, mentored me. We must have spent more time in those days than with our wives. And he virtually taught me everything what I know today. And despite being two different personalities, we cracked almost every single transaction, every single client around the world. And trust me, I wish I can relive those days back. But we had a great, great time together. Thank you, Manish, for everything. What INAM has taught us, I don't think so any school, any institution can ever teach us. So thank you, Vallabh Bhai, Nimish Bhai, Manik Bhai, Jagdish Bhai, who's not here, for everything what you taught us and made us believe in ourselves. The trust for entrepreneurship has come from me, to me from Vallabh Bhai, who trusted me on those days. Coming back to DAM Capital, the only one person I would like to thank to push me to go and buy IDFC securities, which I was never dreaming of, was Akash. I'm sure he's here somewhere. So thank you, Akash, for pushing me. And I was refusing to even go and meet them, saying, no, I don't want to buy such a large firm. He said, nothing doing, you go and meet. As I said, Manik Bhai was a great force to me. So through Akash, he's come back to me again, pushing me and ensuring to me that I buy out IDFC securities. So thank you once again, Akash. You know, people give me the credit for the success of DAM Capital, but honestly, it's my fantastic team who's actually done all the hard work, while I relentlessly was after them to execute deals, but it's the team which makes a firm, not the person. So thank you, DAM Capital team, all of you. This victory is yours. When we thought about the IPO, maybe around May or June, when nobody even believed that we can do an IPO, because a pure investment bank has never got listed so far, but we completed the IPO in record 6 months or so, and relentless hard work by entire corporate finance team, ECM team, all of them, you know, Akshay, Nitin, you know, so many of them, Vishal, all of you guys did a phenomenal job. Sachin Chandiwal, who's not here, is gone for another listing ceremony of a company which we have taken public together. So thank you all of you guys. But most important, it was Dwanil who led the entire effort to make this happen. So thank you, Dwanil. The amount of late nighters we had done, people have slept in the office to file the document. So thank you everyone once again. I would also like to thank all my early investors. Rajiv is here from RBL. Kalpesh is here from multiples. Mr. Chandrai family, Mr. Srinivasan, and Mr. Narottam Saxena, who's not there. When I went and met them, the only thing they asked me is, how much money do you want? They never asked me any other single question. So thank you so much for supporting us. A big thank you to our esteemed board members, Mr. Srinivasan, Mr. Nair. Balram is not here, Mr. Chitle, Nitya. Not easy to get board members for a small firm like ours, especially a regulated firm. So thank you so much. I know how much you risk yourself to be on this board, but the kind of wisdom and knowledge they give us is unparalleled. I think so. I'm very blessed to have them on my board. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Nuama, for hand-holding us. The only one name in my mind ever came was Nuama. So thank you, Satyan. We know each other from last 20 years, so I had nowhere else to go. I also like to thank my legal team, Tri-Legal, Chandiok, our auditors, Kimji Kovarji, Shaparia Associates, who made the documents in record time. To all the incoming new investors, I can promise you we won't let you down, and we'll do whatever possible to ensure that you get good returns on your investment. So trust us on that. And lastly, I would like to thank my family members, without whom I would have never reached here. I'm sure my father would have been so happy and proud today, and must be blessing me from wherever he is watching this. And my mother is over the moon already. So thank you. She gave me yesterday night a ring from my father, so he's with me on my hand now. So thank you. My brother Mitesh, my sister, Shaunak Bhai, all of you stood by me in all the tough times and never ever doubted any of my decisions. So thank you. But above all, I have to thank my better half Sonali and my son Krish. Who have given the maximum sacrifice to make this day possible for me. They stood like a rock to me and tolerated all my late nights, crazy travel plans, last-minute holidays, no holidays, missing out on all important landmark events in their life, but never stopped me in achieving my dream. Without their support, especially Sonali, I would have never reached here. Entire credit of DAM Capital belongs to them. And I always say to Sonali, my choice is better than yours. So, thank you everyone, so many friends, family, so excited to come here. I know so many messages have come to me to attend this listening ceremony. And it's so, I'm so overwhelmed that all of you made it early in the morning, knowing me, especially not an early morning riser. Come here and supporting us in this great moment for us today. So thank you everyone. And once again, Mola, thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir, for sharing your iconic journey with us and inspiring us all. Thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, now I'd like to invite on stage to the podium Mr. Vallabh Bhansali, Chairman, Inam Group. Please let's have a huge round of applause for him, please. Very warm welcome, sir.
Namaskar. I have no words to congratulate you and thank you, Dharmesh. It's an extraordinary day in many ways that, NM operated with a byline called tagline, "It's possible." And it is some quirk of fate that we remember Dr. Manmohan Singh the first thing in the morning, who quoted Victor Hugo famously, that nobody can stop an idea whose time has come. And I think this wouldn't have been possible today without the contribution of Dr. Manmohan Singh, who really made things possible for this country. NM had a philosophy that we will never go public. We didn't have the double shoulders of Dharmesh to take on the responsibility of public. That's the truth. Though we felt very responsible for all the work that we did, and Dharmesh inherited that. And I must say that if we really had great faith in the line that we used, a lot of it was due to Dharmesh. Come hail, come shine, come whatever, we could trust Dharmesh to really execute the deals. And this hall is about the possibility that India is. And what can happen with combination of things, whether it is your family. I can't forget Sonali's contribution to not only Dharmesh's life, but even to NM, because she was one lady who would appear at every Diwali puja in the most sincerest, most solemn manner. We can never forget that, Sonali. So I think on this day of Dharmesh's company being listed with a large offer for sale in the month of December, in the face of so many other IPOs, a very young company. I mean, when Dharmesh came to talk to me, I said, this early an IPO? But then, there were the circumstances, and it was all about the spirit of it's possible. So I would say that DAM Capital marks really a message of what is possible. And, Madam, I think one dream that we have is that how BSE regains its past glory. It's really possible. So this is the time to ring the bell and get them started. Thank you very much, Dharmesh. I can't congratulate you enough. Fantastic.
Thank you so very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Ms. Kamala K, Chief Regulatory Officer, BSE, to the podium. Let's have a huge round of applause for her, please.
Very good morning, namaskar and pranam. I take immense pleasure in welcoming this august gathering to iconic BSE Hall as BSE is celebrating its 150th year. And soon you will also get to hear from us on various other things that we plan for the 150th year. Mr. Nair ji, the chairman of DAM Advisors, Dharmesh Mehta ji, and our own Bansali ji, and my own dear ex-colleague Sachin ji. I indeed take pleasure in welcoming all of you, and at the outset, let me congratulate Dharmesh ji for this bold step of, resorting to listing, because every time you decide to list, that means you are ready psychologically and infra-wise for assuming higher responsibility in terms of governance, transparency, and quality of service, etc. So my congratulations once again to you, sir. See, in sports it is said, all of us, enjoy, rejoice when our own cricket team wins the global match, or any sports for that matter. And if there happens to be a family member who is reaching that celebrity position, winning awards for the country, we feel elevated happiness. Same is the case for us at BSE, because Dharmesh ji belongs to our own financial services fraternity, and we are indeed happy to see him grow to the current level where he is becoming a prominent listed entity, and he is listing with us. I am indeed really, really happy about it, because it is our own child maturing into being an adult, assuming so much of responsibility. Another point of celebration for me as well is presence of many stalwarts who have been participants in this capital market journey for such long number of years. And zindagi aisi hai ki thodi meeti, thodi katti. And when we are celebrating this great moment, we also have lost the father of all the reforms in Indian capital market, that is our own Dr. Manmohan Singh ji. But I think lives like Dr. Manmohan Singh ji warrant celebration and not a mourning. And what can be a better celebration than our own financial services sector growing into the scale that we are seeing today. So I indeed believe today must be celebrated because Dharmesh ji is listing on us, and also because what seeds were sown by our former Prime Minister in 90s is become a big banyan tree, and it's going to serve for eternally for time to come. So it is really indeed a good celebration. As we welcome the newest kid on the block onto the listing on BSE, I also think that, we will demonstrate and show higher degree of care for investors, and I wish the company all the very best, and I wish investors also all the very best to gain value out of all the contributions of DAM Capital Advisors. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for those heartfelt wishes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, now it gives me immense pleasure to invite on stage Mr. Manish Chokhani, Director in Arm Holdings. Let's have a huge, huge round of applause for sir, please.
Thank you, Dharmesh. You do me the honor of calling me up. But respected Vallabhai, Mr. Nair, Kamalaji, Satyanji, Srinivasanji, and all friends over here. It's a very day of mixed emotions for me. It's almost akin to when your son graduates from college and you feel that sense of pride that you're invested in him, but it's all his effort which has borne fruit. And yet we've been like brothers. We worked 20 years together. All the sleepless nights, on the flights, holding hands, and then Sonali waiting to bring the meal back when we landed in India, because a lot of people may not know he can't eat on flights. And the sheer confidence of the man that we went to the largest institutions in the world, small unknown brokers from India, going and opening up accounts, the fearlessness which he taught me. So he was kind enough to say I taught him a lot, but I learned a lot. So really wonderful days together, and just feel so proud, Dharmesh. I don't want to stand between you and the listing, but just thank you for having me on the dais. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now to commemorate the significance of this event, we'll have an exchange of mementos. I now request Ms. Kamala K, Chief Regulatory Officer, BSE, to present a special listing memento to the management team of DAM Capital Advisors Limited and their banker. I request Mr. Dharmesh Mehta, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, DAM Capital Advisors Limited, to accept this memento. Yes, I request you to gather next to the gong area. That calls for an applause, ladies and gentlemen. I also request Ms. Radha Kirtivasan, Head Listing and SME, and Mr. Hardik Bhuta, Assistant General Manager, Listing Compliance IPO, to join ma'am to accept the DAM Capital memento from sir. A very warm welcome. Presenting the memento from DAM Capital to the BSE representatives. Thank you, Mr. Mehta, for doing the honors. I request you to take your seat. I also thank Ms. Radha and Mr. Hardik. Thank you. I request Ms. Kamala K to please be there. I now request Mr. Sachin Shah from Nuvama Wealth Management Limited to please come on stage to see memento from ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for doing the honors. I request Mr. Satyen Shah to then proceed back. Thank you, ma'am. And I now request Mr. Dharmesh Mehta to please join us back to the gong area to present mementos from DAM Capital Limited. Yes, and I request Mr. Satyen Shah to please once again join sir to see memento from DAM Capital Advisors Limited. We have the Nuvama Wealth Management Limited team also coming on stage. Let's have a huge round of applause, please. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Vallabh Bhansali, Chairman in Arm Group, to please proceed towards the gong area to receive the memento from sir. Thank you. Thank you. Now I request Mr. MV Nair, Chairperson and Independent Director, DAM Capital Advisors Limited, to please proceed and receive the memento. Thank you. Now I request Mr. Manish Chokhani, Director in Arm Holdings, to please come on stage. request Mr. Natarajan Srinivasan, Independent Director, Dam Capital Advisors Limited, to please come forward. Thank you. Now I request Team Trilegal to please come on stage. I request Kishore Thakkar and team to please be on standby. Thank you. Thank you. Now I request Kishore Thakkar and team to please come on stage. And I request representatives from Link Inc. Time India Private Limited to please be on standby. I request representatives from Link Inc. Time India Private Limited. I request Team KKC and Associates LLP, Chartered Accountants, to please come forward. I request Mr. Rajesh Chaturvedi and team of Ad Factors Group to please come forward. Let's have a huge round of applause, please. And I request Team Crystal and Team Shaparya Mehta and Associates LLP to please be on standby next to the stage. Let's have a huge round of applause, please. Thank you. Now I request Team Crystal to please come on stage. I request Team Shaparya Mehta and Associates LLP to please come on stage. I request Team Chandiyok and Mahajan, Advocates and Solicitors, to please come on stage. Thank you. Now I request Team Crystal to please come on stage. Representatives from Team Crystal. I now request Mr. Saurabh Shah, BSE Professionals, Pramod S. Shah and Associates to please come on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we need some applauses in the room, please. I now request Mr. Rajiv Ahuja from RBL Bank to please come on stage. Thank you so much for doing the honors, sir. Thank you. Request you to please take your seat. Just one more. May we have the representative from Multiple Private Equities team? please, on stage. Let's give a huge round of applause for them, please. Very, very warm welcome to both of you. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not the least, to present the vote of thanks, please help me in welcoming Mr. Jatin Doshi, Executive Director, Dam Capital Advisors Limited. Oh, welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Dam Capital Advisors Limited, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for being part of this momentous occasion as we list our company. We are thrilled to have reached this significant milestone, which represents not just the success and hard work of our team, but also the trust and confidence that our investors and customers have placed in us. It is a collective achievement, and it would not have been possible without the unwavering support of all those who have believed in our vision and mission from the very beginning. As Dharmesh mentioned, the genesis of DAM would be in the early 90s when he came in touch with the Inam family. The seeds then sown have grown into DAM Capital. I would like to begin my thanks with a big thank you to our gurus and mentors, the Inam family. Manik Bhai, Vallabh Bhai, Nimish Bhai, Jagdish Bhai, Manish, Akash, and so many more, for the teachings and the values imparted to us and for guiding us over the years. I take this opportunity to also thank our lead manager, Nuama, and all our partners for their unflinching support throughout the IPO process. A special mention must also go to our esteemed board of directors, senior management team, and all our colleagues. You are the backbone of this company, and your efforts have been crucial in helping us achieve this milestone. We are deeply grateful to our investors for their confidence in our company and our future. Your belief in our potential drives us to strive for even greater heights. I also want to thank our families, especially Sonali, Krish, and our wives, all our friends and well-wishers whose support and encouragement has been invaluable. Last but most important, thank you, Dharmesh, for your vision, dedication, and conviction, all of which have helped us become the powerhouse that we are today. As we embark on this new chapter, we are excited about the opportunities ahead and remain committed to delivering value for all the stakeholders. Once again, thank you for joining us today. It's possible.
Thank you so very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just a few minutes away from the historic moment, and I request the dignitaries to please gather next to the gong area. Mr. Dharmesh Mehta and his family, Mrs. Sonali Mehta, Mrs. Hansa Mehta, Mr. Krish Mehta to join, Ms. Kamala K, Mr. Vallabh Bansali, Mr. Manish Chokhani, Mr. Jatin Doshi, Mr. Kamraj Singh Negi, Mr. Dhwanil Dharia, Mr. Kirit Dharia, Mr. Sachin Shah to please quickly gather as we celebrate this very, very important occasion. We'll be having a quick photo op before the ceremony. Also, let me tell you that 10 seconds before 10 a.m. we'll be all shouting together and welcoming this moment into our lives. So we'll be needing some support from the wonderful audience right here. So we'll be shouting together 10, 9, 8, 7 if you know the drill. Yes, so it's 9:58 and in just next 2 minutes we will be creating history right here in this very room for the country. Okay, just a minute to spare, ladies and gentlemen. 50 seconds to go. For 10 a.m. we will be ringing the gong. Okay, 40 seconds. I also request the audience that while the listing is happening to please be seated at all times for videography purposes at the back. All right, 30 seconds to go, everybody. Be ready. Okay, we are all set to shout and welcome this absolutely momentous occasion. Okay, 20 seconds to go, everybody. All right, be ready. And here we start with the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hearty, hearty congratulations. Yes, we can keep the gong ringing and bring in some noise in the room to celebrate this absolutely milestone journey that we have achieved today. Hearty, hearty congratulations to Dam Capital Advisors Limited's whole team, everybody associated with it. Ladies and gentlemen, Dam Capital Advisors Limited is officially listed on the stock exchanges of the country. What a proud moment it is indeed. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are grateful to our host BSE, members of the board, family and friends, well-wishers and all you wonderful people who took time to celebrate this occasion with us. Can we once again have a huge round of applause for all of you, for Dam Capital Advisors Limited.
Thank you, everyone. Once again, we have breakfast for you. You can't go without eating, so please join us. And thanks once again for this historic day. It means a lot to us. Thank you. And I'm available for pictures. Whoever wants with me, I'm there.